What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Matt here. So I'm going to talk about one topic that I hear a lot of questions about, and it actually came up last night in my live video. One of my followers was asking me, what about shotguns for home defense and stuff like that? And I told him that's my preferred firearm for home defense. I like shotgun, double-aught buck. That's the way I go for home defense. Pistols go, put holes in things. Rifles go through things, and shotguns do a lot more damage than that. So Clint Smith can tell you all about that. But for me, personal choice for my home defense is a pistol is to get to my shotgun, and the shotgun is the primary for home defense. And one of the things that he was saying is, man, but aren't you worried about overpenetration? That double-aught buck, or double-aught buck's just gonna go right through things and just keep going through the walls and stuff like that, and magically just keep going through wall after wall after wall and hit everyone and destroy everyone on one side of the building. You know what I mean? So I wanted to cover that. Overpenetration, okay, overpenetration. So this is what one of the shells that I use for home defense. This is just straight up double-aught buck, nothing fancy. This is just the Super X. This is 9 pellets of double-aught buck. Here is a 308. Will absolutely drop any two-legged or four-legged animals in the entire northern hemisphere. And also 9mm jacketed hollow points. Okay, so that's another good one to do. Or my 45 caliber, another good one to do. Overpenetration when it comes to rounds. Let me ask you one important thing. What are rounds, bullets, what are they designed to do? Penetrate. They're designed to penetrate things. They're designed to go through things and put holes in things. So if you're that worried about overpenetration, maybe you shouldn't be using bullets because they're designed to penetrate through stuff. Now, the real answer to the question is this. What are our primary safety rules? Treat every gun as if it's loaded. Never point a gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. Keep your finger straighten off the trigger until you're ready to fire. If there's a safety, keep the weapon unsafe until you intend to fire. And what's the final, and I think one of the most important safety rules, number 5, know your target and what's behind it. Know your target and what's behind it. If you're ever in a situation that you actually have to discharge your firearm, you have to be thinking about what's going on. You have to use Superman vision, okay? Your Superman vision. You have to picture a building without walls, okay? Where will the bullet go? Will it go all the way through the building, all the way through that building, whatever? You have to pay attention to your target and what is behind it when you are shooting. Now, you can't just go in there and unload a freaking bucket full of bullets at a target when you have a crappy backdrop or anything like that. You probably shouldn't be doing that in the first place, because there is, after all, you're responsible for every single one of those rounds that you discharge from your firearm, and any of those can do anything. But you always have to keep in mind your target and what is behind it. Rounds are designed to punch holes through things, okay, and go through things. And now I want to talk a little bit about this when it comes to shotguns, okay? So this past weekend, it was actually at the gun shop. I was working at the gun shop. And one guy was saying, well, birdshot is the way to go. Use birdshot. Right? Birdshot is the way to go for home defense. No, birdshot is not the way to go for home defense. Birdshot has tons of tiny little projectiles that shoot out. Now, if you're up close and very close and in person, yes, it will do the right thing. But you spread out any distance and start spreading out, and those very light projectiles, they might not even penetrate very much. They're designed to take out birds, okay? They're very thin, very light. That's what they're designed to do. Birdshot is not good for home defense unless you are pretty much right in someone's face when you do that. Home defense, slugs, probably not the best idea for home defense. Will they work? Yeah, they'll definitely work. Now, in my mind, double-aught buck is the way to go. So this is 9 pellets, okay? 9 pellets, which is pretty much the equivalent of, say, 7 of these, okay? 7 or 9 of these, all at one shot. Here's the thing though, they're very light projectiles, so when they shoot, they hit something, and most of the energy is released. Even if you get standard double-aught buck, most of the energy is released in the target that it actually hits, and then when they punch through, almost all the energy is gone. Will they still put little holes through the walls? Yeah. Can they still hurt someone if they're really close? Yeah, but if there's more walls behind and stuff like that, pretty much the double-aught buck isn't going to be getting very far with energy-wise to actually be a fatally injure something. When it hits a soft, solid target, most of the energy is expended on that target, and then it punches through. But once again, these are designed to do what? Penetrate. Okay, they're designed to penetrate clothing, to penetrate bodies, to penetrate thin hide, bone. That's what they are designed to do. So all these people are freaking out and looking for the absolute perfect round that doesn't overpenetrate, that only hits the target and doesn't go through it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't care about how awesome modern day technology is when it comes to ammunition, especially when you're using shorter barrels. A lot of people use shorter barrels for like their pistols and stuff like that. The jackets don't fully open. I like jacket hop lines. They don't fully open all the time, and guess what? They punch through. Okay, there's no magic round that's gonna magically stop in the threat. Most of the time you might get lucky, it might stop and still pop through a little bit or stop on the inside, but there's a good high probability that that round is going to be going through it. Now think about it like this way. I'm thinking this from a military perspective. Now keep in mind we only use NATO, which is ball. When we clear a building, do we clear it from two different sides going forward to forward? We all clear it from one direction going in. We clear it from one direction going in, and we need to know where other blue forces are, where our other forces are, because if we do have to engage the targets, we use the Superman vision. Okay? If I shoot this target, where does that round go? How many walls is it going to go through, and what's on the other side of that wall? Know your target and its background. For all people that are freaking out about overpenetration, guys, if you're that worried about overpenetration, then you're gonna have to get yourself like a baseball bat or something like that, because rounds, regardless of size, regardless of caliber, are designed specifically to do one thing: penetrate. They are designed to penetrate and stop threats. What you need to worry about is where your target is and what's behind it. Now, if, like I said this earlier, if you pull your pistol out and you just unload your pistol on one target and it's moving, it's not like a paper target that's just going to stay there, and you unload it. All those rounds, you are accountable for every single one of those rounds that you're unloading. So what's going to happen is those rounds are just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And if someone moves to a target and you're not paying attention to what's behind it, and say your wife and your kids are in the room behind it, bad place. You're supposed to put your body between your family and the threat in the first place. Number one rule: put your body and your firearm between your threat and your family, so you're the one shooting that way and your family's behind you. You need to pay attention. Okay, you have to pay attention. I don't know how many people have violated various safety rules all the time in the name of tacticalness, being tactical. All right, know your target and what's behind it. Okay, rounds are designed to penetrate bodies. Rounds are designed to penetrate walls and hit things on the other side. That's what bullets are designed for. Know your target and what's behind it. Okay, keep that in mind. So for all the people that are looking for that magic bullet, there isn't. Okay, you can spend $50 to $100 on a box of 15 to 20 rounds looking for that magic bullet that doesn't overpenetrate. And guess what? If you are not paying attention to your target, what's behind it, and you have to shoot it with that rounds, those rounds can still go through and hit something on the other side. Know your target and what's behind it, and that's the last time I'm going to say it. So stop worrying about overpenetration. It's there. It is what it is. Do the right thing. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. Remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.